Who run Bartertown?
You know who.
You know him, you love him. He's...
So, Saturday night, I didn't sleep very well. But, Sunday I can fucking lay in bed till fucking noon if I want to. Around then I start getting stiff though, so I gotta get out of bed. So, I got enough sleep to be functional. I'm pretty good, you know. A little bit less than normal, but whatever. Power through, you know. And then everything needs to and then Sunday night I didn't sleep good. So I called off work. And I don't work. But today we're talking about stuff. First thing I want to talk about, it's been funny to me lately, looking at videos online, and a lot of people are talking about Generation X, because there's the boomers. Everybody fucking hates the boomers because it's all the stupid boomers out there jumping in front of fucking cars and shit, dumbasses, fighting with the cops, crying about it, dumbasses. There's fucking boomers out there yelling and screaming, fucking Karens. Ugh. Fucking boomers. The boomers are like my parents. My parents aren't that bad, you know. But yeah, fucking boomers. Ugh, fucking boomers. Right? Everybody hates boomers. Everybody on the left hates the boomers because the boomers are the most obnoxious MAGA people, and everybody on the right hates the boomers because boomers on the left are the most obnoxious fucking leftists. Everybody's just kind of waiting around for the fucking boomers to just die off. And then there's millennials. And everybody knows about the millennials. Millennials are fucking retarded people. They're all the dummies. They're all, everything hurts. And, I need my safe space where I can just sit with my coloring book and fucking color pictures. Because I'm not doing adulting today. Because I'm sad. Like, this is the millennial shit, right? And everybody just hates millennials. Like, millennials on the left are the most obnoxious leftists, except for boomers. And the millennials on the right are the most obnoxious right-wing people, except for the boomers. Right? It's just a different level of the extreme. Everybody fucking hates millennials. Everybody hates the boomers. And then we got Generation Z coming up and Generation Alpha. Right? All these generations. Crazy. And everybody's talking about where Gen Z's going, what they're doing. And everybody's talking about the millennials, and the boomers, And nobody says anything about Generation X because Generation X is just like, whatever. Because that's what we do. Whatever. I don't give a shit. Like, and it makes me laugh because I'm watching all these videos about Generation X and what people in that generation are like. And I was born in '79, so I'm like right at the tail end of Gen X. But I'm still very much Gen X, right? I lived the same lifestyle everybody else did. And the difference between us and every other generation now is we were told at a very young age, get the fuck out of the house. Right? Like that was the thing. I remember what I was like 6 or 7. This is an old memory that came up recently that just made me laugh because my mom said, "All right, you're old enough now that you're pissing me off. I'm trying to get housework done. Go outside." And so I went outside. And then I was like, I'm bored in the backyard. And she's like, I don't give a shit, get outside. She's like, go walk around the block, but don't cross the street. Alright, fine. So I'm like, I'll go walk around the block. And I went to go walk around the block. And I go down to the corner, and I take the turn, and I go walking up to the other corner, and about halfway, I see another 6-year-old boy in the yard across the street playing. And I'm looking at him, and he's looking at me, and I'm like, holy shit, this could be a friend. You can see he was seeing the same thing. And I said, hey. And we talked, we introduced ourselves to each other, and he's like, you want to come over and play? And I'm like, I'm not allowed to cross the street. And he's like, ah. Oh. And I'm like, but I'll go home and ask my mom if I can cross the street, and maybe I can cross the street. And he's like, okay. So I went home and said, hey mom, I met this kid. Can I cross the street? Because he lives across the street. And she's like, what street? Because we live on kind of a busy street back then. And so, you know, but it was like the part of the block that we were on was busy. And then all the roads around it were back roads that nobody ever fucking drove down unless it was people that lived there. So she's like, all right, well, you can cross that street. That's fine. Just look both ways. And I'm like, all right. Yeah, I went out, went down the street. Tiptoed my little way across the street, ran across the street, and then had a friend. We played with each other forever. He introduced me to the other kid that lived down at the corner and across the street. Now this is crossing 2 fucking streets. Like that we had to wait on that for a while, right? But nevertheless, you know, later on in life, he introduced me to that kid. But like that's what it was. Get the fuck out of the house. Go play. I don't give a shit. And like, if you didn't really have friends that lived around you, okay, walk down to the fucking park. You walk down to the park, you ride your bike down to the park, whatever. Play, you have fun, you meet new people. Hang out with each other, talk to each other, do things with each other, you know, run around, catch bugs, scare girls, fucking kid shit, you know. And like that was fucking it, man. Get the fuck out of the house. Every day, get the fuck out of the house. Alright, ride my bike down to my dude's house. Hey, you want to hang out? Sure. What are you doing down here? Mom told me to get the fuck out of the house. Oh, okay, cool. And his mom would be like, yeah, it's a good idea. Get the fuck out of the house. Alright. And then we'd fuck off and go do stuff. Like, we'd ride our bikes all around town and get in trouble and do dumb shit. But, like, you know, there was a degree of respect for the fucking world. You know what I mean? Like, you didn't mess with adults, and adults generally didn't mess with you. Every once in a while, those two worlds would clash. I remember I was riding my bike down the block, and I got my shoelace caught in the fucking pedal. And it wound all up, and it was hurting really bad. And I'm like, fuck. And I had to sit there with, you know, because I wasn't smart enough to take my fucking shoe off. I figured I could unwind it and not have to take my shoe off, but I should have just taken my shoe off. Whatever. Anyways, I was sitting there, you know, attached to my bike and trying to figure out how to fucking unwind the shit. And some just random strange guy walks up and he's like, what's going on? And I'm like, I'm stuck on my bike. And he's like, you want me to cut your shoelace? And I'm like, would you? And he's like, yeah. He pulls out a fucking pocket knife. Cut my fucking shoelace. Thank you, sir. No problem, kiddo. Went on about his fucking way. Just normal Rockwell painting I grew up in, practically. Crazy. But you went and did shit. Hey, we're all going to go down to the swimming place. We're going to go swim. All right, stay the fuck out of the house. So wear your swim trunks. You know, like, there was very little control over us. There was very little, I don't know, man. Like, if you fell down and scraped your knees, then you fucking washed it off in the creek, slap some fucking mud on it, keep playing. Like, there wasn't this, and you cry and run home to mom, and then mom's got to make it all better. No, mom would be like, what'd you do? I skinned my knee. No shit, get out of the house. Like, There wasn't any of that. Figure it the fuck out. We are the figure it the fuck out generation. That's why we don't care. We've got bigger problems. You know what I mean? Like, everybody's so worried about what bad name they're going to be called. I don't give a fuck. Like, we are, like, you kind of, like, you hear the whatever generation, you kind of think of that and you laugh. And think, oh, well, they just don't care. No, we care. We just don't care about the bullshit. Like, care about your nonsense, fucking pronouns, or whatever. I give a shit. I don't care. You look like what you look like, and that's what I'm going to think you are. Fuck you. Like, we don't care about your shit. And we don't want you involved in our shit. Right? You don't want me involved in your shit. I don't want you involved in my shit. We just leave each other the fuck alone. Because I don't care. That's the fuck. It's true. That's the way we are. And because we got bigger problems going on. Like, I got things I got to pay off. And I'm worried about future events when they're inevitably going to happen. I'm thinking about solutions to problems that are hopefully years and years and years away. I don't care about the nonsense that you got going on. Whatever it is. No. I'm worried about the world politics and all this shit that's happening now. I got bigger problems. I don't care about you. But yeah, that's how we are. Figure it out. Oh, there's a problem? I got a great idea. Here's the solution to the problem. Let's all grab a can of gasoline, douse our fucking hair in it, light it on fire, and run around the room screaming. Perfect! That's the perfect solution to the problem. No, stupid. You figure out what the problem is, you fucking fix it. Your shit breaks, you fucking fix it. You know what I mean? Like, I used to work in a factory. I used to do extrusion. I was an extruder, right? And we had a machine that was notorious for setting itself on fire. It wasn't anything bad. It's just the polymer. When the die would rev down, it would hit a point where it would decide to set itself on fire. It wasn't burning any of the wires or anything like that. It wasn't anything bad. It was just burning the plastic that was just on the fucking die. And it was just set on fire. And I got used to it. Like, the second time it happened, I was already like, oh, whatever. Like, the first time it happened, I went, oh, shit. What do I do? And then I went, oh, yeah, fire extinguisher. Right? And now, weeks later, this thing has set itself on fire for me 4, 5, 6 times, whatever, fuck it. We spin it up, clean it off, start the bitch back up, you know. And I got my boss in there, and he's helping me break everything down because we want to get the fuck out of there because it was Friday. And so my boss is in the line. He's helping me break down the line because it's a pain in the ass to break the fucking thing down. And get everything all set up and situated. And then, thing set on fire. Now my boss was a millennial. And he was... And I just walked over, grabbed it. So let's go. It's Friday. And he's like, what? And I'm like, dude, that happens all the fucking time. He's like, you ever told me about it? I'm like, I tell you about it all the time. Thing set itself on fire. He's like, you were serious? And I'm like... But yeah, if we would have sat there and waited for him to do something, holy shit, never fucking happened. Here's another great story. So I'm doing this other job, right? And I'm working with this guy. And he's trying to fill up this hole with some shit. And he opens up... Alright, hold on. Let me think of how to explain it. There was this big hole in the back of this lady's, like, under the sink. right, where the J pipe goes down in, right, it goes into the wall. There's this big fucking hole in the back of the cabinet, right? And this lady decided to cover up the hole with a whole bunch of steel wool, right? And she covered it over then with like a piece of cardboard that she duct taped up there. And so we're rooting around under there trying to figure out what the fuck's wrong with shit. And we pull out a piece of cardboard, and I'm like, and my buddy goes, the guy that I was working with, he's like, oh shit. I'm like, we better get that the fuck out of there. And he's like, yeah. So he like grabs a hold of it and starts to pull the stuff out, and as he's pulling it out, it hits a wire. Poof. The fucking steel wool sets on fire, right? And he drops it in the fucking cabinet, and I'm like, what are you doing? And he's and I grabbed the fucking steel wool and threw it in the fucking dog water dish. Psst. And he's like, and I'm like, man, you're gonna fucking kill yourself someday. And he's like, well, what are we going to do now with the water dish? And I'm like, well, what do you think we're going to do? I got up, I took the water dish, dumped it out, washed it out, filled it back up with water just in case he sets the fucking place on fire again. But this is like Gen X shit. There isn't a problem that we're not ready to deal with because we've been through some shit. We were allowed, not only were we allowed to just go out into the world alone and just go do shit, we were forced to get out of the house. Don't come back until they say, oh, well, we told the kids to not come, you know, whenever the street lights went on, that's when they have to come home. We were told don't come back until the street lights come on. When the street lights come on, your ass better be home, but I don't want to see you until then. Like, that was the undertone to it. Don't let these fucking boomers lie to you, man. It was not, oh, well, the time to come back home was, nah, fuck you. The deadline for when you were allowed to come back home was when the street lights came back on. I don't want to see you until then. Get the fuck out of the house. And we just had to figure it out. You know, bullet holes, wash it off of the creek, slap some mud on it, keep playing. Big old nasty cuts, wash it out in the creek, slap some mud on it, fucking keep rolling. You get a fishing hook in your fucking finger, well, that's why we have the pliers. We cut the fishing hook and we pull that shit out. We just knew how to do shit. Like, I don't know, we figured it out. You're talking about the generation that used to build tree houses. Used to go around to like places where people were building. I never did this. Just for the record, I never did this. This is a thing that people did. Go around to places where people were like doing construction, building houses and whatnot, and you steal a whole bunch of wood and big particle board pieces and shit, and you take that out to a tree in somebody's yard and you build a tree house. And it was like, well, how did you guys not fall down out of those things? Because you figured it out. Well, it needs to have something here. Well, yeah, well, that's kind of wobbly. Well, we'll just put another board up there and nail that up. Oh, okay, well, that made it much more stable. Yeah, okay, cool. You figure it the fuck out. Like, we're the generation to figure it the fuck out. And you all are the generation of, I don't know what to do. Because you don't have somebody there to tell you what to do. That's why you all listen to the news and do whatever the fuck they tell you to do. We are naturally suspicious. We have had to deal in the real world with naturally suspicious folks. Because we've had to interact with people. Like outside of movies and TV. But anyways, I thought that was kind of funny. That I keep seeing all these, what the fuck's up with Gen X videos. And it's like, hey, you don't hear about us because we don't make problems. Because fuck you, we don't care. Leave me alone. Just leave me alone. Like, and that's the big thing. I think with what happened in 2024. I think a lot of Gen X people went, you know what? I think I'm old enough now where I care enough. I at least want to go vote. And the generation of whatever became the generation of what the fuck. And who knows? That could be changing the tide. We'll see. There's a lot of stupid Gen Xers too, I imagine. Whatever. What are you gonna do? Again, whatever. Stereotypes. They exist for a reason, folks.